Good evening and welcome to the Tempe Housing Authority quarterly meeting here in the Harry E. Mitchell Government Center for April 11th, 2019. The first item on our agenda is our call to the audience. First, I want to recognize Housing Authority Board Member, Mr. Jack Drummond. Thank you so much, Jack, for coming down here. The first item on our agenda is our call to the audience. Audience members have up to 3 minutes to address the City Council. If you'd like to speak on an item, please fill out a speaker's card, which can be found in the back of the council chambers, and please hand it to our city clerk. I will call your name when it's your turn to speak. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address the council on the items 2 and 3 of the Housing Authority agenda? Could you please get my attention? I don't have any cards. Housing Authority, I do have a card, or do you want to speak?
Yes.
Please come forward. State your name and place of residence for the record. Right, and there's a microphone right by the podium. It's a long bar.
Okay. I'm Adriana Alvarez. I now live in Mesa, but I was in Tempe.
Okay.
You're ready for me to speak now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's okay.
So I am here today. I recently graduated from the Family Self-Sufficiency Program in July of 2018. My name is Adriana Alvarez, and I have been on this journey for quite some time. I was born in Salinas, California in 1978 with my parents, who were both very hard workers and traveled back and forth as migrant workers. The odds were already against me given what my parents did for a living. I dropped out of school in the 10th grade and became a mom at the young age of 17. As a single mom, I went back to school to obtain my GED. Following after that, I finished my GED, I decided to volunteer at a nursing center. Then in 2007, I decided to pursue my dream work in the medical field. I attended school at Regional Center for Border Health in Yuma, Arizona to become a CNA. Just 2 weeks before graduating, I suffered a tragic car accident in which I lost my left hand by amputation. I spent 3 weeks in the ICU unit at St. Joseph's Hospital. During this time, I faced some of my biggest fears. However, regardless of my situation or obstacle, I arrived home and made up my mind to persevere, despite it all. In 2008, I went back to school to be a medical assistant, and there I faced countless discriminations and having people like my own teacher suggest I look into a different field. I pressed on, and in June of 2008, I graduated as a medical assistant. This whole time, I had been on the housing program. I originally entered the program in the year 2000. Fast forward to 2015, as a single mom, I decided to move my family of 4 to Phoenix. I transferred my program to Tempe Housing. I moved up to Phoenix with the job, but shortly after I got laid off and went without work in the new city, still foreign to me. After notifying the housing program, I decided to join the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. While being unemployed, I met with Karen Pierce at the time, who was running the FSS at that time, who was a great help. We set a plan and laid out some goals, which consisted of obtaining full-time employment, going back to school, and purchasing a home. When I entered the program, I was literally at a $0 annual income, and now I'm making $40,000 a year. I went back to college, purchased a home in 2018. This program has connected me with the resources necessary for me to succeed, such as the Newtown Community Development Center, who worked along with Family Self-Sufficiency from the City of Tempe Housing, and also the escrow funds which they supplied, which were of great use for closing costs in me buying my home. So I am super thankful for this program. It has helped me reach new levels, and this is just the beginning. So, thank you.
Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to address us? Yes.
My name is Alma Ellis, and I'd just like to tell you my story. I moved here about 5 years ago, had 3 deaths in my family back to back, in my family, ongoing issues with my health that I had to address, then having surgeries after surgeries. Still through all of it, I continued to work hard as I could, so I could get my health together, continuing looking for permanent and stable employment. Many days I was afraid of losing my income, wondering what I was going to do, not being sure of gaining more income rather than losing it. All I know, I wanted to be independent once again, rather than keep going through the process of continued struggles. As time went by, I received a call from Tempe Housing. It was Miss Gonzalez. She introduced herself over the phone. And I thought to myself, I don't know if she could help me or she can't help me. I was like in between the valley of decision on that. So as time went by, I decided to give her a try, to let her in my life to see what she could do. My fears allowed myself to give her a chance to assist me in whatever way she could. It was the best opportunity in my life allowing Miss Gonzalez in my life. Miss Gonzalez has always gone the extra mile since we've been working together. She has been so encouraging. She has listened to me talk about my fears of trying to become permanently employed. Also, how I felt about losing out on once-a-month income. Many times, people fear the things that they feel they're going to lose. So they remain getting a check once a month because they see it as having something. And that's how I seen it, as having something. But as time went on, I continued to go to job fair after job fair. Regardless how I was feeling, I would get up and dress for success. Sometimes I didn't have the clothes because I've been losing a lot of weight due to surgeries. But I still got up. Sometime I was in Gilbert at employers meeting. Sometime I was in Phoenix. Over there, every time they saw me, they saw me coming on this walker. But I still was dressed for success. And I said, something is going to break for me. So in my car, I have this coupon holder. It has nothing but network, where I've been networking. I meant to bring it in, but it's out in the car, and it's filled, and that's not even all of them. I've been networking and networking and networking. And every time they saw me coming, one lady said, "You're not employed yet?" I said, "Nope." She said, "We're going to have to do something about it." So I think it was back in March or February, I went to state of Arizona. They had a job fair there. That was the best thing for me. And I didn't know I was supposed to have an application or anything like that, so I had to do it out in the cold, and I was cold, so I did it. I got it done. I had on-the-spot interview, and that's when things started changing for me. I wanted to have some stability here because I came from Michigan, and I wanted to get out the cold. I had to have my knees replaced due to arthritis from the cold and things of that sort. So that was a setback when I had all the surgeries. So I just wanted to get established, and at times I would talk to God, and I said, "God, I don't want to work 7 days a week. I'm too old for that. I just want one job working 5 days a week." So as I had the interview, they began to work with my application and everything. Next, it took a while because it takes a while for the state. I'm not mad at them. It takes a while. But next thing you know, they called me. They gave me a job offer, and I'm working for the state of Arizona. Helping people, something I've always done. Over the years, I've helped people. I got my degree in criminology. I've worked with ex-offenders that's come out of prison. I've worked with elderly. I've taught school. I've done a lot. I was raised to help people. And I'm making a difference, and that's what I like to do. And I just wanted to tell my story. Just having the housing, that has helped me out a lot. But just having somebody there to go the extra mile. Miss Gonzalez, she never had to do all that she did. This lady has been encouraging me. It's not her job, but she done went the extra mile, and I wish it was more people like her. Not just think of this is a job, I'm just getting paid, but care about the people. It don't cost you nothing to just show that you just care, because you could be in that same predicament yourself the next day. You can have a job today and not have one tomorrow. Nothing for sure nowadays. So I just wanted to share that, and when she asked me to come speak, I said, yes, I will. You know, because hopefully it'll help somebody and let them know, get up, I don't care how you're feeling, dress for success. Every time I went to those meetings, I dressed like I was going to a job. Didn't have a job at first. But now I have a job, I have my own little cubicle, and I'm back at making a difference. And it means the world to me. It's not just a job. Yeah, it's a job. I'm getting money to take care of myself because it's just me. But also, I still have some challenges with my health. But I'm still willing to get out there and work. And they told me the other day, say, you won't get that check no more. It's all good. I'm all right. I'm all right. Get paid real good. So I really thank God. I thank God for the people that was in my life pushing me on because they didn't have to do it. But they did that because they care about making a difference, seeing people change their life. And I'm just so thankful for the people, and I'm so thankful for the housing because the housing has helped me out a lot. And some people don't allow it to help you, but if you can push past the fears of having a once-a-month check, you're going to get more than that once-a-month check. A lot of people think, well, I'm losing this, I'm losing that. But if you're making money, you get a check, if you think about it, a check once a month. And I wasn't even able to pay all my bills. I wanted to pay them, but, you know, when you get once a month a check, you only could go so far with it. But now I'm in a better position. I can pay my debtors. I have a mind to want to pay them. I want to pay them. I wanted to pay them then, but just had once a month check. But I feel like this now. I'm becoming a part, come all the way from Michigan.
Thank you.
I'm becoming a part of Arizona, and good things. I don't see nothing but good things happening for me. So I
Thank you very
don't want
much.
to keep talking. Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
time. I appreciate it.
Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to address us under call to the audience for the Housing Authority Board meeting? Seeing none, I'll close that portion. Item number 2 is to approve the minutes of the October 22nd, 2018 City of Tempe Housing Authority meeting and the January 10th, 2019 City of Tempe Housing Authority executive session. Is there a motion? It's been moved by Mr. Drummond. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Keating. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion does pass. Next item is item number 3 is to provide the Housing Authority Governing Board with an update on the calendar quarterly ending of March 31st, 2019. If Mr. Levon Lamy can come up for an update.
Good evening, Housing Authority Governing Board. I'm Levon Lamy, the Manager for Housing Services for the City of Tempe. Tonight, we're here to do our quarterly update with the Housing Authority Governing Board and our annual update. The first thing that we'll be going over is seeking approval of the discretionary policy changes to the administrative plan. We'll also be providing the Governing Board with an update on our activities through calendar year 2019 to date, and seeking approval of the annual PHA plan and authorizing the submission of the documents to HUD. To start with, we only had one discretionary change on our administrative policy, our administrative plan this year. It has to do with the waiting list. Historically, our waiting list policies have said that an applicant may update their address while they're waiting on the waiting list. We have proposed to change that to must update their address going forward. Without a current address, when we go to pull folks off the waiting list, it becomes a significant challenge to track people down, so we do want to make that a must. The other changes to the administrative plan were simply regulatory updates, updated HUD PIH notices with HUD guidance, some spelling corrections, and other unsubstantial changes to the document. As far as a financial update, we have received full year funding authorization. As it stands right now for our housing assistance payments, which do rental and utility assistance, it is anticipated we'll maintain a 99% proration. For our administrative fees, we should be receiving an 80% proration moving forward. So we are in a good financial position currently. Moving forward, we are going into the planning because we're in the final year of our 5-year agency plan. We will be conducting an analysis of the impediments to fair housing choice. We will be doing a needs assessment. This is a multi-jurisdictional collaboration where we are working with neighboring jurisdictions who would be experiencing the same issues. This is a year-long process that would guide our next 5-year plan that'll range from 2020 to 2025. Of course, we'll be bringing that back as we move forward through the process in the next quarterly updates. As an update for the base Housing Authority operations, the Housing Choice Voucher Program, or Section 8, currently has 1,052 vouchers, 9 million in budget authority. The HUD-VASH program is 10 vouchers, 68,000. Mainstream, 28 vouchers, 271,000. The Family Unification program is 30 vouchers with 299,000. So all in, we are up to 1,120 vouchers and roughly $9.8 million in rental and utility assistance. This does not include any administrative fees earned for administering these programs. Another of the base programs is the self-sufficiency program. As in attachment A of your packets, we did provide the written success story that's up on the screen, and you've also heard from a couple of our participants. Ms. Gonzalez is the new family self-sufficiency coordinator. She replaced Ms. Pierce when she retired. For additional programming in the base, we are continuing to administer the Bridge program in conjunction with behavioral health for 25 vouchers. We have expanded that to a Bridge 2 program for an additional 25 vouchers. Bridge is for individuals with serious mental illness. Bridge 2 is for individuals with general mental health challenges. The Home TBRA program is still operating at 43 units for a total additional allocation of 93 units and almost $1 million in strict rent and utility assistance, not including any administrative fees that would be earned for the programming. As far as an update to the emergency unit pilot program, we have been running that in conjunction with Care 7. That is actually turning out to be a very successful program. That does include all the supportive services required, transition planning, self-sufficiency, counseling, and any trauma care assessment and provision of supportive services that may be required. So we would be looking to extend that pilot program from a 1-year pilot into a 2-year pilot program. For the affiliate activity of the Tempe Coalition for Affordable Housing, the affiliate of the Housing Authority of Tempe, we have completed the purchase of 20 units, 8 1-bedrooms, 10 2-bedrooms, and 2 3-bedrooms. We have set out a 10-year capital improvement and replacement plan. We are making these as self-sufficient by design as possible. We are conducting rehabs of the units, anything that may need to be replaced at purchase. The entire first year, all net income of all units for 1 year are put in restricted savings to do operating and maintenance of the units. From year 2 forward, after that, 20% of all net income is put in restricted savings to maintain operation, repair and maintenance of the units, and the rest of the funds are reinvested to acquire more units. One of the complex, we did purchase a 13-unit complex. Just some pictures of the complex that we purchased. It is a 3-building, 12-unit complex. It does have garden beds, 1 bed for each of the units for the folks who want to do little gardening in the community area. So moving forward from there, in additional activity, Hope Outreach Team, which is an entry point for individuals experiencing homelessness. Through March 22nd, they had conducted over 100 individual assessments, completed, interacted with 534 unduplicated individuals. 25 folks had access to immediate shelter, and 13 had been permanently housed. So the Hope team is working well, and we are providing more housing than we had been. Additionally, the Housing Navigator, we're not quite to a full year. We won't be to a full year of service with the Housing Navigator until July. But at this point, 91 individuals and families have been worked with, 46 have been permanently housed, and we do have 10 in the move-in process. We continue to work with behavioral health on program expansions for those populations, and of course we're continuing to explore ways to collaborate with Care 7, the continuum of care, and our neighboring jurisdictions. Last is the annual HousingPHA plan. We do have to describe the new activities that are planned, and we do have to provide a progress update on the goals that we had listed in the 5-year plan. The progress update that was just presented is what is provided in the plan, which will be going to HUD provided we receive your approval. And moving forward with new activities, we are intending to continue looking for ways to expand the ability to serve clients within Tempe. So that's, any questions?
Any questions? Yes. Vice Mayor Cubey, then Councilmember Navarro.
Thank you for the fulsome update. The only thing I can think of to ask or comment about is it possible to post this online so that we can inform our residents? Because we're delighted to receive the updates, and I think there's such an opportunity for our residents to know more about what we're doing in this area.
We can absolutely, this is a public document, so we can absolutely put it on.
Both the PDF, and then if people want to really delve deep into the memo that accompanies it, I think would be great information. Thanks. Assuming it's the will of the council.
That's good. Councilman Navarro?
Thank you, Mayor. Really just want to say thank you. I mean, obviously it's something that Tempe does that in our regards of trying to help prevent homelessness, trying to help people get an edge, a step up. The stories that the young women have shared with us today, it was awesome. I mean, I personally had a player when I coached at Marcus Niza, the mom was using the program to keep the family afloat, and it was a success for, not only for her, but it was a success for her son. And it just is a big blessing that we can do these kind of things to help our citizens out. So thanks.
Thank you. And thank you, Levon. And thanks again, and thanks for the great stories. And it just pushes us to do even more. So thank you. With that, we will conclude our Housing Authority meeting. I want to thank Mr. Drummond for coming. Thank you. With that, we will adjourn our Housing Authority board meeting. And we'll have a couple minutes to turn the meeting around for a regular scheduled council meeting.